Hi guys, this is Asal. I'm studying for the bar and I wanted to review my notes with you. So today we're going to study felony offenses related to property. So there's going to be 3 of them. I'm going to start with arson, then I'm going to move on to burglary, and then I'm going to finish up with robbery. Okay, so like always, I usually mention the common law and then I mention the model penal code. I don't think like in this video I want to keep on saying, oh, this is common law, this is model penal code. So just like write down the rules, you can look it up later, okay? So I'm going to say the rules twice so you know it. Common law, model penal code. The first subject I'm going to describe today is going to be arson. So basically, what is arson? Arson is the malicious burning of another person's dwelling, okay? Or arson is the intentional burning of any type of building. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be dwelling like I said it in the last rule. So intentional burning of any type of building or structure, including explosions. So even if you're doing like explosions, that's considered arson. So I'm going to compare it real quick with the common law and then the modern trend. So under the common law is the malicious burning of another's dwelling. Property had to be owned or possessed by another person. So it had to be owned, okay? And then under the modern trend, it includes personal property, it includes real property, and it doesn't necessarily require intention to harm a person. And it also includes the burning of one's own property if for an unlawful purpose. So, okay, like for a second, think about it. Why would a person burn their own property? Okay, yeah, people do that. So people do that for insurance reasons, or like burn their property, you know, insurance fraud to get money like that. Or, you know, like someone has done a crime inside and they want to like get rid of the crime scene and, you know, they've killed someone and they're leaving the dead body in there. Okay, that's another reason. Or they're burning someone alive. Okay, that's another reason why they might be burning their own property. So, you know, that's also arson. Okay, so arson it must be intentional to destroy or damage a property by means of fire or explosion. It doesn't necessarily, like if you're like negligent or like reckless, that's not arson, okay? So it has to be intentional. So that's everything about arson. We're gonna move on. The next topic I'm gonna describe is burglary, okay? What is burglary? Burglary is the breaking and entering of dwelling of another at nighttime with intent to commit a felony or theft inside, okay? Or burglary is the unlawful entry into or unlawfully remaining in another person's building or structure with intent to commit a crime. So what does that mean, like remaining in? It doesn't necessarily have to be breaking and entering. Remaining in is basically like one of those thieves that like they go in the store or they go in a mall and the mall closes and they just like basically remain on the land to steal, to commit felony inside, okay? So I'm gonna move on to the next one. Under modern burglary is unlawfully remaining, and then common law burglary is breaking and entering. Okay, so I just described it. That was really simple, right? Let's move on to the next. This video is going to be over real soon. The next one is robbery. What is robbery? Robbery is using force or causing fear of immediately before, during, or in flight from the commission of a larceny. Okay, so what does this mean? You know, in my past videos, I described larceny, so I kind of want to start with describing the elements of larceny, and then robbery just kind of like has 2 extra elements. That's all there is to it. So, with larceny, there was the trespassory taking, okay, same here, and then there was the carrying of personal property of another with intent to steal, there was that. But here in robbery, there's those extra 2 elements, which I'm going to mention now. So, it is done in the presence of another person, and it is accomplished through force of fear, okay? So basically putting another in a fear that the defendant will harm the victim's property or reputation isn't sufficient to constitute as robbery. So, you know, if like someone is like saying, oh, I'm gonna like ruin your reputation, no, that's not enough. It has to be like more than that, you know? So just like write this down. These are the last 2 things I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna say goodbye. So the defendant carried the stolen property away in another person's presence, okay? And the taking was accomplished by means of force or putting the other person in fear of bodily injury. So this is basically everything I have to say, and I'm gonna close it off. But just one thing, like when you think about robbery, I don't know if you've seen that like Back to the Future movie. No, it wasn't Back to the Future. It was, sorry, the time travel movie. You know, that time traveler, he wants to go back in time, he wants to propose to his wife, and then like he's suddenly getting robbed, you know, like on the street. So like when you think of robbery, think of something like that. When you think of burglary, think of someone, you know, it's nighttime, you know, you're sleeping and someone's like coming into your dwelling in your home. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to say today. So good luck studying. Have a good day.